Hey there, Scorpio. This is a full moon in Libra mid-April reading. We're going to be taking a look at what this full moon can help you release, what it can help you embrace, and what it can help you prepare for going forward. So we're going to take a look at the oracle cards and get some particulars and clarifications with the tarot cards. In terms of what the full moon in Libra can help you release, you have Leviathan, envy. So there's been some type of jealousy, hidden desires. This full moon in Libra impacts your 12th house of secrets. So things that are underneath the surface, hidden desires, fears, hidden enemies, and things like dreams. So we'll see if there's some overlap with the envy card and some of these other cards. In terms of what the full moon in Libra can help you embrace, you have imagination. Envision a new reality. Give yourself permission to dream. Believe in unlimited possibilities. Hidden dreams, perhaps? And in terms of preparing you as you go forward, you have solitude. In silence, peace prevails. So here, perhaps preparing for some time alone. A time where you are feeling comfortable in your solitude and your silence. So let's take a look at this envy card here and releasing that with this full moon. You have the Four of Wands. You have the Four of Pentacles. And I'll take these too. You have the Justice card and the Queen of Wands. So, the fours in general are about stability, security, creating like a foundation. With the Four of Wands here, it's usually celebration of milestones, weddings, graduation, new job, new home. With the Four of Pentacles, it's about feeling financially secure. And you can see this individual here doesn't want anyone else to get their pentacles because people obviously are envious of this individual and want that stability. So with the Justice card, it's a sense of balance and kind of doing what is morally right. With the Queen of Wands, this is an individual who is really a leader of the pack. People want to be like this individual. When this individual kind of walks into a room, they draw attention, and really there's a sense of mystery about them. They have a spark about them, and they really are like the popular person in the crowd. So here with this envy, It could be that you have been just trying to get your bearings, your foundations, and a sense of balance. And that there's this individual that really you want to have that type of spark and creative passion. That's kind of what I'm sensing, but also I'm also sensing that you have that kind of passion as well. And you have the ability to have a sense of mystery about you yourself. So let's take a look at this embracing imagination, envisioning a new reality. So let's see here. You have the High Priestess, the King of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. So, you know, with this imagination card, that give yourself permission to dream, believe in unlimited possibilities. To some degree, it indicates that you might have had a specific structure, rules about what you're capable of doing, the way you're going to go about doing things, almost as if it did limit you. So with a High Priestess here, this card is about secrets. And for you, the full moon in Libra does impact the 12th house of secrets. So it's also about recognizing that there are, it's not this or that, it's this and that and everything in between. It's a sense of potential realities where they're all different truths that exist, and the High Priestess has access to that. Actually, in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the High Priestess has like a curtain behind them, and beyond that curtain is pretty much this huge sea of water. I don't know if it's a sea, I don't know. It's just basically just water, which is that sense of emotion. It is where kind of dreams are created and secrets are kept. With the King of Pentacles, this is an individual that has put in a lot of hard work. There's a certain, tradition about things. There is not only security for themselves, but for others around them. Very practical type of energy. And you have the Eight of Pentacles here, which is about putting in the work. So you can envision that this individual in the Eight of Pentacles, they kind of worked on their skills, their talents, and worked their way up to becoming the King of Pentacles. So here it's as if this imagination card is kind of trying to get you to embrace your intuition, kind of dig down into your emotions in terms of finding out how you want to create value for yourself, how you want to be known, what your desires are for success. And let's take a look at solitude in terms of the full moon in Libra preparing you as you go forward. You have the Ten of Swords. You have the Ace of Cups. And the Seven of Pentacles. So here with the Ten of Swords, it's basically hitting rock bottom. A sense also of possibly, overthinking something, or even trusting someone with information and they ended up, stabbing you in the back. Usually with the Ten of Swords, the silver lining is that there is a new dawn ahead, and the idea is you'll have a new opportunity to kind of move forward. And with the Ten of Swords, it's the end of that cycle where whatever problem you were trying to fix or think you could fix, or communications that were made, basically that's done with. This Ace of Cups, this might be a new way of handling whatever the problem was. A sense of being connected to yourself, having an understanding of, the gift of life, the gift of emotion, and being able to focus that on yourself first. And with the Seven of Pentacles, that is about really investing in something. The best way to invest in that is to follow what your heart wants and not have particular expectations of when or what will be the results. You can have, you can invest in it and hope and care for it and nourish it. But in terms of exactly what you're going to get, usually there's disappointment in that. So here with the solitude, in silence, peace prevails. It's almost a sense of, the calm after the storm, and kind of finding out what it is that you really care about and want to invest in for your future. So let's take a look. Let's clarify these cards over here in terms of the releasing envy. Let's clarify the Four of Wands. You have the Hermit. So that's a sense of kind of being withdrawn from, the mainstream and going on your own journey to, gain experience and wisdom. And really that's something that is for you. You can share it with others. You can offer it to others, but not necessarily, shove it into their faces, something they need to have. Let's look at the Four of Pentacles here. You have this Six of Swords transition. So it's kind of seems that part of this is maybe the envy aspect that you're releasing, is this desire to already have the effect of being secure, having your, happy home celebration. But you still need to kind of work for that. You still are on that journey. The Justice card is about, cause and effect. You have to put in the efforts to get the effect of those efforts as well. But Justice card's also about needing to be prepared for the effect. You put something into motion, you put something out there into the universe. You need to be prepared for the effect. So let's see what that's about. You have Prince of Swords or Knight of Swords, determination. So it's a sense of pursuing, your truth. Being prepared to kind of march in and make things right. Interesting. Prince of Swords, Knight of Swords, sometimes they really don't have a plan of action. They really do need to kind of be grounded beforehand. Have a sense of what they're doing and why. And let's take a look at the Queen of Wands. You have the Five of Discs. So here, or Five of Pentacles, and it says destitution on the card. It seems that this is a way that you're measuring yourself up. It's almost as if you want to, be this grand leader of, like a trendsetter, someone who is influential, someone that has a lot of followers, admirers, but right now you're kind of looking at it from what you don't have. But really this seems to be about doing the work and really releasing this concept of almost being envious of your future self or the potential of that. You need to kind of actually just make that transition and pursue that path of making that dream a reality. So here, this imagination, it's almost as if you need to start making that plan of how you can be, how you can become that way that you want to be right now. So let's look at the King of Pentacles. You have the Seven of Discs or Seven of Pentacles, which showed up over here. It's about perseverance. So definitely you keep investing in what it is that you want, and eventually you become skilled at that. You become well known for it, and you become an expert, and then eventually the King of Pentacles. So let's look at the Eight of Pentacles here. You have the Ace of Swords, clarity. So it's almost as if putting in that effort, doing the work, will give you that, motivation and clarity of what it is you're wanting for your future, how you want to be. And it's almost as if doing that work, just putting in that effort makes you exactly what you're hoping to be. It's kind of dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. But there's this the concept of the law of attraction. Kind of feel the feelings of already being successful. Like tap into that and not long for it. Kind of be in that mindset of you already have abundance, you already have success, and actually feel it. And really, it's just about the approach to materializing that. So here, let's take a look at the High Priestess. You have the universe or the world. So, as I was saying, it's kind of like everything exists behind the curtain. All the potential outcomes, all the potential truths. So, just tapping into your imagination, your desires, what it is that you can create, all those possibilities. Believe in unlimited possibilities is what this card says. And really just doing the work, and really that kind of path is going to be laid out for you. So let's take a look at this solitude, clarifying these cards over here. Let's clarify the Seven of Pentacles over here, since this perseverance Seven of Pentacles card clarified the King of Pentacles. You have beginnings, which is this deck's version of the Fool. And like I said before, it really does start with what is in your heart that you want to invest in. Because if you do something with the expectation of a certain outcome, but your heart's not in it, then there's going to be a point where you kind of question if it's worth it in the first place, if, it was a waste of time. But if you actually kind of pursue something fully with your heart, you really want to experience it, open arms, and accepting, the challenges that come along and dealing with that, then it's not so difficult. Like basically, the Seven of Pentacles is really looking at the long-term benefits. And so definitely you need to have the beginnings, the starts of that, have to have a true desire, motivation, because who knows when the long term will end. Let's take a look at the Ace of Cups there. since that's also a sense of beginnings. You have the Death card, which is your card in the Major Arcana. It's about transformation, change, and rebirth. So, thing about the Death card is, there's going to be some type of loss. Something that is no longer serving your best interest needs to be, left behind. And that process is not necessarily comfortable. So here with the Death card clarifying the Ace of Cups, it is a sense of you having this refreshed feeling about approaching, what it is that you want in life. But also you have the Ten of Swords here, and which seems like an uncomfortable ending. And it might have to do with certain thinking patterns that you have, to let go of the way that you thought about things before, putting in the work and getting that clarity, a new way of thinking of things. But the process of going from thinking possibly in terms of, cause and effect, if I do this kind of outcome, if I just charge forward, there's got to be some good result. That type of thinking might need to give way to embracing a certain feeling and wanting to celebrate, have that feeling of joy and happiness, that feeling be the motivator rather than certain thoughts that might be limiting. Let's take a look at the Ten of Swords. And that could, in silence, peace prevails. So when you have those thoughts, have really run themselves out, and you got this Ten of Swords moment, it might be uncomfortable, but in the end, that peace, that sense of happiness, that will be all worth it. So let's take a look at the Ten of Swords here. Eight of Cups. So definitely leaving behind things that aren't for your best and highest good. And here it seems that letting go of how you think about security and your place in the world needs to give way to imagination, emotion, creativity, possibilities, and really an open arms, open heart, open mind approach to things. So I'm hoping this gives you a helpful perspective of the rest of the month to get a clearer view of things. Be sure to check out your readings for sun, moon, and rising signs. We'll see you next time. Take care.